Welcome to the Entrepreneur Podcast, filled with marketing and leadership tips on launching and growing your business with your host, Diane Mora.
One of the biggest buzz phrases that you'll hear just about anyone presenting to a group of entrepreneurs is that you have to work on your business, not in your business. Well, let me break that down for you a little bit. There's a couple of books that I'm going to recommend that you read, and the first is The E-Myth Revisited. It's an old book, but there's some principles in there that really have stood the test of time. For example, even if you are a business of one, and hopefully you have a lot more people than that in your company now, but you need to have an org chart that has the accountability, the responsibilities of every role on your team. That means that if you are filling multiple roles, that you still need to have them documented, because at some point you're going to hire people for those roles, and by having all of your SOPs or standard operating procedures and your responsibilities documented, you'll then be able to step up a level in your company. And the same goes for anyone on your leadership team. They should have everything that they do, and I mean everything, documented so that someone hired into the company will be able to look at how you do things. It becomes your way. And this is actually very similar to the approach that you'll see in EOS, or the Entrepreneurial Operating System, where they start with the accountability chart, which is a chart that lists all of the roles in your company, not titles, but actual roles, and they call them seats. And you may, as the senior leader, occupy more than one seat for a while, but the idea is, as you scale, to try to have more people come underneath you and fill those seats. And if, similar to the E-Myth Revisited, if you have everything documented in standard operating procedures, then your team will know how to do what you do the way that you want it done. It's really the only way that you're going to get yourself out of what the E-Myth calls the technician role, which is the doer of your company. Now, let's say you run a law firm. You obviously should be an attorney. You may have partners who are senior attorneys and highly skilled, but perhaps not every attorney that you hire in your firm as you scale needs to be as experienced as you if you're documenting your way and all of the procedures to get things done. You may also be able to hire more administrative people. You may hire legal assistants that will be able to help do more of what you're doing. So when you start out, you're probably a team of one, but the idea is, as quickly as possible, to be able to document your way, the way that things get done in your company, and as you grow, as you scale, to be able to hire people underneath you who will execute the same way that you want it done. So homework, pick up the E-Myth Revisited. I would say more for the mindset than necessarily the methodology. And for the methodology, I highly recommend EOS, or the Entrepreneurial Operating System. So look up both of those. You might want to throw in a little bit of Scaling Up with Vern Harnish. You'll find that explains a lot of the Rockefeller habits, including the importance of having morning huddles and some of the things to do within your organization for accountability. But these are really the key components. And I would say, if you start anywhere, start with that accountability chart so that everyone on your team understands what their role is accountable for and which seats they're sitting in. That comes from EOS. And then your standard operating systems, your way of doing things. Make sure that you take the time to document those. And by documenting your processes, you are working on your business so that ultimately you'll be able to take a little bit more of a step back, not work in your business as much, eventually not at all, and then reach the ultimate point of being able to get an exit and sell your business so that you can move on to your next exciting venture.